close friends fill me in. I know you get the early scoop.
Alright, so y'all hear the alarms, and if you don't know what that means, it signifies that we finally found the goddamn album of the year. And no, it isn't Earl, or FK Twigs, or Future, or this dog shit album that 2 Chainz put out. No. This project comes straight from a veteran artist who hails straight from the dog shit city of Columbia, South Carolina, this time taking the listeners on a road trip on the other side of the country with his latest project Mahal, meaning expensive in the Indonesian language, and fitting his theme by giving fans a priceless mix of chill, funk, and Bay Area vibes for something that really speaks to me, and is really one of, if not my favorite project in 2022. Alright, so as stated before, when listening to this project, it definitely gives me a very chill vibe, but at the same time it also gives this wacky impression with its lyrics and funky sound with some of the tracks such as Postman and Foreplay. But when putting it all together, it's like a wonderful mess of indie that I just can't let go of. Tracks such as The Loop are perfect examples of fitting the right energy from beginning to end, with these soft vocals from Chaz about just staying in tune with the times, with this simple yet repetitive chorus of staying in the loop. I also like the attempts at the psychedelic rock sound with tracks such as Way Too Hot, seeming like a trip back in time for longtime fans of this kind of sound, and really giving this relaxing out-of-body feel for me personally that I really enjoyed. And I've seen mixed reviews on this project about this being Chaz's weakest lyricism, which I can understand when looking back at projects such as Anything in Return and Boo Boo, which are fan favorites, with the former being my favorite from him. But at the same time, with how this project flows, I feel like it's not necessary for him to make these very intricate, deep, storytelling kind of projects, because if anything, this seems like something you're just supposed to ride out to and not think too hard about, especially with the whole theme of road trips surrounding the promo and cover art of this project. And I think that with that playing a theme in this project, I feel like it's given me all a better reason to enjoy this album 1,000 times more. But as for the production, it's very clean and the instruments all come together wonderfully, alongside the selection of car noises and radio scratching sounds that once again play into the whole road trip theme excellently in my opinion. Just the beginning track, The Medium with Unknown Mortal Orchestra, is just a solid start towards the project, utilizing bass and percussion for this psychedelic rock sound. And then you have tracks such as The Loop, with it being one of my favorites from this album, really allowing the instruments to really take control more than the vocals and not drown him out, but instead plays the lead while the vocals are background instead. But although this album does take a more easier tone for the majority, there are a few tracks that definitely switch things up, such as Postman, Millennium, and Days in Love, with Postman being this weird funky track about getting mail, but then you have Millennium, which takes this more happier, poppy, and synthy sound that really makes it one of my favorites, while the final track, Days in Love, really gives this send-off energy while having very simple lyrics but having this little guitar bridge that I really enjoyed and made this another favorite of mine. But as for the features, I really did enjoy Salami Rose Joe Lewis on the track Magazine and Sophie Ray on the track Clarity, bringing wonderful vocals for either a verse or a chorus that really sets the tone and complements the energy that each track delivers, especially with Sophie singing alongside Chaz for this more dramatic feel that I really enjoyed. But overall, this was an amazing project from beginning to end. I guess my only problem is that I wish it would have been more, or I wish that some of the songs such as Mississippi would have had more to it at least. And although a lot of the songs didn't really have much meaning towards them, I feel that doesn't deter from the flow and creativity that we got throughout this project. So to put this on the scale, I'm giving this a solid 9 out of 10, being the highest I've rated a project this year and being a favorite for me from the South Carolina native. But how do you guys feel about Toro y Moi's latest album? What would you rate it? Let me know down in the comments, so like and subscribe, and make sure to follow my IG and Twitter. And if you like the illustrations used in this video, make sure to follow the artist as well, because she's dope. And on that note, I'll see you on Friday when I attempt to sabotage the Miami Grand Prix. Peace.
Did you want to come out and play? Yeah, don't be shy.